Welcome back, and we are on the grid at Imola, but before we get into the race, let's jump back real quick to the qualifying, which actually went really well this time. I've been working on it. We didn't go out for a first run. I want to save my softs and only do 2 runs here. It's a little more risky because there's less opportunities to get a good spot, but as we come around here, we'll take a look and see how we're doing compared to everyone else. Come across in second, which is unreal. It's the highest I've gotten out of my laps of qualifying so far. It's a great banker lap, so if this lap doesn't go well, we have something to fall back on. This is the last lap of the qualifying. My last shot is we come around the final corner and we go a little wide and we invalidate it, which means we have to fall back on that banker. It's a good thing we got that second. It's a little disappointing because it could have been higher up. Puts us in 7th place, but there's nothing I can do about it now. We've got Flash up in 6th here. He is the leader in the championship. I know he's quick, but I also know I can stick with him. As long as I stick with him, I think he can pull me up. So as we get on the grid, we've got 5 lights. Lights out and away we go. We're going to try and stick with him, but we see this opening on the left, so we're going to go ahead and move for it as the Aston Martin then gains some speed. So we have to back out, but that puts us in an awkward spot. So we try to get to the right-hand side so we can try to follow Flash through, but we can't make it just because we had to back out just to get around that Aston Martin at the beginning. So we're going to take the left-hand side here, which gives an opening for the Aston Martin on the right. He is quicker, and we're not going to be on the inside for this turn because it would kill us, so we're going to back out just for the sake of safety. I'm going to follow and look for a chance to take him later. But coming through the chicane here, we go left as the Aston Martin goes right. We're going to follow him through here. Jake's starting to fall back behind, and Jake is a fast driver. And if you watch the timing in the top left, you'll see him go -1, -0.2, 0.3, 0.4 as he starts falling back. So he's got damage on there. We don't have to worry about him. So we're going to shift our focus forward. This is definitely a challenging track. I'm expecting people to lose it, so I'm going to look for an opportunity here without pushing myself so hard that I lose it as well. So we're going to follow him through here, and really the goal is to just stick with him. That straight at the beginning, you'll see it coming up, is the longest overtake opportunity. The way my car is set up, the downforce is a little higher, so I'm a little slower on there, but I'm a lot faster in all these turns, and you'll see how much time I can gain on people in these sections. And they are faster in the straight, but as long as I can get behind them and use the toe, tuck in behind them, then it's not going to matter. They'll kind of pull me through it, and I can take them in the next sections. If I can take them early enough, they normally can't follow me through a lap, so by the end of the lap they will be out of my DRS range and I will be clear on that one. It's going to be really hard for them to catch up at that point. So come through the first chicane here, still holding well to the cars in front of him, not showing any issues so far, but we're going to keep with it. We know this car's that close, he's going to start pushing and probably make a mistake as he goes wide to the left here. We're going to take him on the inside. He does rejoin the track, but he does so safe, and I give him credit for that. He saw me there and abandoned his entry, which is what he should do, so respect to him for that one. Lap 4 here, we're going to try and bring these tires out to roughly lap 11 and then run the mediums all the way to the end. At least that was the strategy, but now the safety car pops out, which kind of changes this. We're going to go ahead and drop in right now. We're going to go to the mediums. They will maybe run to the end, and if I had to, I will find a way to do it. But I'm also assuming this is a 2-stop, and I'm assuming there will be a chance with a safety car at the end to flip over softs. When that happens, I will utilize that time to switch back over. So we're going to put the mediums on now, only because the safety car will lead us till roughly, let's just say lap 7-ish, lap 8. I don't want to be on softs for 3 laps to just come in here and lose 10-15 seconds on a longer pit stop than everyone else had. So we're just going to switch it up now and see where we can do. So we drop back to 11th place. As we leave the pit lane, we're going to rejoin and catch up with the safety car. But let's jump ahead to the end of the safety car at lap 7. So I was right about where it came out. As we're about to restart racing, everyone bunches up and slows down, which throws us back a little bit and gives us a rough start out of here. We're going to punch the power on. They pull away good, and we got Locker right behind us, so he was about 3-4 seconds back when the safety car came out. He's going to get another chance at this, and he's definitely faster on the straight. Our energy's off. He's powering by, so I can assume he's using it. He really wants by. We're going to stick on the inside and try not to hurt him. I didn't think he'd keep going here. He does. As he leaves the track and comes back in, we make minor contact, not a big deal. Second part of it, I'm just going to back off a little bit. Not that he'd do anything on purpose, but I don't want to try and stick with it and ruin the race so early for either one of us as we take a peek on the inside just to see and to put some pressure on him. I didn't think he was going to make it, but the more pressure I can put him on, the more energy he's going to use. He's also going to overdrive his tires, so they'll get bad before mine. As we come around this hill and he makes a mistake coming up and he tilts his back end left as we go by, but because the yellow flag came out just as we were passing him, I have to give that position back. It's a little annoying. If it was 1 second later, I would have gotten it, but it is what it is. We found a way to do it once, we'll find a way to do it again. As we are now in lap 10, the virtual safety car has ended. We're up to P8 right now. As Locker makes it around this ghosted car, we're going to go ahead and go 2, as we also lost another car to the left there, which put us up a spot to 7th. This ghost car here means that the driver's left and the AI is taken over. They won't be as fast, they won't be a problem to our race, but they are kind of distracting, and I don't want to lose time trying to find a way through. So we're just going to go through the car and keep with Locker here, because we're looking for a way to get by him, and I don't want to be behind him too long because I still want to try and make it up to the front, and I think I'm quicker here. So we're going to hold back and look for an opportunity, going back to the right-hander here where he lost his back end before, taking a look to see if he makes a mistake, and he doesn't, so we're just going to stick with him. Not going to use the power because I can assume the closer we get to him, the more energy he's going to use, and I can't make an overtake in this turn anyway. On the exit, if it's good enough, I can gain on him. But he's also on his power right now. We're going to back off and let him go ahead, because now I know the best spot to take this is going to be on the straight. I would have done it sooner if there was a good enough place, but if I did it, for example, here, or two turns before here, he's going to get the boost down the straight, not me. So in the end of the day, it's better to be on here. So we throw in the power. As we know, his red light's blinking, so his energy's low. We've got our wing down, so we get less drag, and we're just going to fly by like a rocket. There's nothing you can do here. That's just what happens on the straights that long. It's crucial that we keep momentum here so he doesn't get a chance to fire back with us in this turn. We're going to try and get within 1 second of Jaguar by the end of this lap, and away from the 1 second mark with Locker, and we pull that off. And if you notice, you've got Flash now 2 spots up. So we're getting really close to him. He's the one we tried to follow through in the start, and it didn't quite work out. So as we approach here, we're going much quicker than I think. I wasn't expecting to go for anything here, but with the speed, we decided to tuck to the inside, try and keep him safe, but we end up going just a little too fast, tapping his back end as he brakes a little more than I expected. Spins us all the way around. He gets out pretty clean. He only loses 1 spot. A bit of a spin. We're stuck here with super hot tires, which are like driving on ice. You can't see it. I have a monitor above the monitor I look at that shows all the data. It shows me that these tires are 130, 140 degrees at the back, which means they've got 0 traction. And you can see how little I'm touching the throttle. It's the green bar to the right of the 3 for the gear shifts in the middle there. Just trying to wait for them to cool down, and it does take a while, maybe 15 seconds-ish of a slow pace. Trying to get through here. There's not much I was going to do with that. Touch the curb, it sends us spinning around. Icing on the cake, we also get a time penalty for leaving the track there, but there's nothing I can do about that at this moment. We're 30 seconds down, but I'm not really one who gives up on the races. I know there is a high chance of a safety car later, so the best I can do right now, I'm in 12th, is try and aim for points, and if a safety car comes, I can fight it back from there. You need to see how soft we took the start of that turn, just waiting for the tires to cool down. But we're going to jump ahead now. We're at lap 19 as we come around this corner, trying to make up some space, but we actually lose the back end. We manage to keep it. It slows us down, but we don't spin it around. It's enough that I can still work with it. Jake goes by along with Dan, who's on the fastest lap right now, and it's a great drive for him. Skipping up to lap 25, we now get the safety car that I knew was probably going to come. It came later than I expected, and these tires are now at 24, 25 laps on them, so they're not feeling great, and I needed this safety car. It couldn't have come perfect because the pit entry is right ahead of me, so we're just going to dodge inside of here. I know my teammates in here. I know we're double stacking, and you'll see that it slows us down, but it was worth it if I went around and be farther back, and I need off these tires. So we're going to go in here. He's going to leave, but it's going to force us to stop as we wait for him to clear. It's going to change what would normally be a 2.5 second pit stop approximately to 4.5 seconds, 4.2, sorry. But it's okay. I'm on the soft tires now. I know my pace is strong. We're going to cut to the end. We're now at lap 29 out of 32. So we've got a couple laps left to fight this out. Come around, and we're starting down the straight right now. We've got the AI car ahead of us, getting chased down from behind by Jaguar, who's the same guy we ended up bumping earlier. I don't know how he's going to play this, or if he's going to try and hit us. We're now in reverse spots, so I'm a little worried. So we're going to go to the right and play safe just to see. He's going to play a little elbows out, and fair for him, but I'm not willing to risk it just because I don't know if he's going to try and get revenge. So he goes by. I'm going to stick with him. I'm pretty confident I can pass him. It puts him on the back of my teammate, which isn't ideal, but I also have Jamie behind me, driving for Mercedes, and he's a quick driver. And you'll be able to watch here, this is where the defensive driving really plays in. Jamie's quick, he knows what he's doing. He's also a clean driver. So I know if I play a good defense, I can kind of block him. And I can kind of show you how here too. As we come around, we go up this turn. if you watch the times, 0.3 right now, he's behind me. If he's about 0.3, 0.4 or further, I know he can't attack. I know he can't lunge through on that one, so I'm safe. If he is closer than that, let's say he's 0.2, 0.1, the chance that he's going to get me on a braking zone is high, so then I have to defend. So we're going to drive here, trying to catch up to Jaguar, but also keeping him behind us. You can also see him in the mirror on the back every time he closes in, so he's currently at 0.3. And every time we leave, I'm checking to see if he's gaining or losing. So he's gaining time on me just a little bit in this section. As we come around, taking another look, and he's got a better exit, so he's right behind, but we're going to keep the car blocking him from taking the inside. As we go on up here, put the energy on just a little bit of a gap. I don't want him to be able to get too close, even if he uses his power. If I'm using mine, we're going to keep somewhat equal distance, as we're now at 0.4 away from him, so we're starting to gain, but he is coming back on us here. I'm playing it safe in this corner at this point too, because I have lost it once. I don't want to ruin it. He's very close on the back, so we're going to park the car in the middle just to make it tough. Doesn't quite have room on the left, but doesn't have room on the right. Kind of like a half defense. It forces them to not have an option. So he ends up staying behind, falling back to 0.4 now after that attack. We're going to jump to lap 32 as he's still back there, so he's done a great job driving. He does have more penalties, so I could let him by, but I'd like to keep him between Frosty and I, because I don't want to have to battle with Frosty, who is second in the championship right now. He's a good driver, so I'd rather he has a buffer between me. But this race is going decent so far. Currently in 8th, I think I can take Jaguar. I'm going to try, but I get really close here, and it kind of worries me. I don't want to be in this next section right on him, because I don't want an accident to happen. I can see he's getting close to Anime, and pay close attention here, because this is where it all goes wrong. As he goes flying through, rams into the back of my teammate Anime, sends him spinning off, hits my back end, sends me spinning, but we take the Mercedes as well. I'm going to show you the other views real quick too, just so you can take a look, because we have the Mercedes of Jamie on the left and Frosty, who's behind him, on the right. We'll start on the left. As the Mercedes comes through, my car's kind of blocking my teammate off on the side, so he doesn't quite see him. As we come through here, nothing he can do. Rams right into him, takes off his tire. This is a DNF for him, into the wall, and he's out with 2 turns left. See Frosty coming through, just avoids the accident. There is debris everywhere. He goes over one of the wings, but luckily he doesn't get a puncture or anything like that. As we go out from it, we did manage to just spin around and keep it going, but he got on his gas first, so got some momentum out. That said, I know he's got front wing damage. He's not as quick. He's not going to be able to stick with us here, so we just go ahead and take it. We're going to see how close we can get, because we know they've got time penalties, so I'm still going to try and recover to some degree, because the guys ahead of me are going to jump back behind me anyway. So they start crossing the line. You can see the place is changing. We originally at 10th, I believe it was, come across the line, pushes it up to 8th. So given that race and how bad it went at a couple times, spinning and getting that accident, I'm pretty happy with 8th. I'm glad to get points. I could have done better, but that's racing. It doesn't always go your way. Congrats to Flash once again for a great drive. We will skip ahead to the timetable now, so you can see where we would have ended up. You can see the penalties. My guess is without that accident in the second last, or I guess probably 4 turns back, both me and my teammate would have been ahead of the Williams drivers. I think I would have been, or I know I would have been ahead of my teammate because he had an extra penalty, so I'm thinking I would have been about 5th. As you can see here, Locker and Frosty, who end up ahead of us because of that. Coming over to the Drivers' Championship, I do go up to 7th. I've got a chance at 6th. 5th is possible, but it's going to be tricky. Coming to the Constructors' Championships, this is where it screwed us. We went from tying it up or being a little ahead to being behind by 18 points. So we'll see how next week goes at Abu Dhabi. We got a big fight coming.